Hello and welcome back to my channel. I am Sina and you're watching Sina Talks True Crimes. And I changed my channel name, so if there's any confusion, I just wanted to put that out there again that I changed my channel name from that other name to Sina Talks True Crime. And I have a nice little giveaway to give to anyone who subscribes to us and is my 100th subscriber, and a bunch of other goodies that I will talk about when we get towards more subscribers. And I am still sipping on my store-bought coffee in my beautiful mug. And thank you again for liking and subscribing to my videos. I don't make these videos for like anything else. I'm just simply trying to put out the type of true crime content that we should be knowing, because a lot of us do know more about true crimes that happened everywhere else except for the true crimes that are constantly happening in our country. And I just want to put this content out there. And before I get into my video, I would like to send out a disclaimer that I don't make these videos to hurt anyone, to trigger anyone, to open any old wounds. I am simply making these videos for documentation purposes and to keep the spirits of the victims alive. And with this particular case, it's an unsolved case that happened in 2017. And what I saw the petition online and I was like, this is the kind of video that I would like to do, because I really want people to go and sign this petition so that we can uh, so that a judge can maybe sit and listen to this case, so that maybe it can be solved quickly and swiftly, because it's been 3 years. And even when I was looking for information about this case online, literally the last article happened in like 2018 about this story. So this is exactly why I'm doing it. I hope that people that subscribe to my channel that have a larger following, maybe on social media, can also share this video there so that people can sign the petition so that this case could be looked into again. And yeah, I'm going to start this video the same way. I will put the link of the petition in the description box so that people don't get lost looking for it. So with this video, like I said, it's an unsolved murder case that happened in 2017, and I'm going to be starting it the same way I usually start my videos, with the timeline of when the body was found. So on the 12th of May in 2017, a human body, a female body, was discovered in an area known as Qwabe in Soweto in the south of Gauteng. And less than 24 hours later, another body was discovered in sort of like a neighboring area in Naledi, with the same kind of, I guess, MO. And later on, the police determined that these were the two bodies of women that actually went missing on Friday. The body that was found on the 12th of May was the body of Popi, Qwabe. She was a 24-year-old artist trying to make it in Gauteng. And the other body was of 28-year-old Bongeka, Phungula, who was also trying to make it in Johannesburg. The two women had initially moved from KwaZulu-Natal to Gauteng province, trying to pursue their careers in the arts. And they both had been living with Thembelihle, who was Bongeka's best friend and Popi's sister at that time. And the two women initially lived their place of residence in Soweto, and said that they were actually going to a mall. The mall is like Maponya Mall in Soweto. It's not very far, because I feel like Soweto is it's an easy place to find places to go to, and it's usually like a taxi from here to there. It's like one taxi ride. So the women left on Friday saying that they were going to Maponya Mall, and they were never seen until their bodies were discovered on Saturday and on Sunday. And like I said, Thembelihle described her sister Popi, saying that she was just a goofball. She was somebody who would always laugh even when things were like very serious. But she said that it was like in a nice, cute, childish way, sort of like in a goofy, cartoony way. and she was a talented dancer, singer, actor, writer, director, and she just was very ambitious, and she came to the Gauteng province to try and break into the industry and live her best life. And Tembedile also described Bongeka as somebody who was absolutely straightforward. She would call a spade a spade. She never, if she didn't like something, she would mention it right then and there. And Bongeka actually had a 13-year-old daughter when all of that happened. And one of the things that Tembelise said, she said that Bongeka called her one time from KZN, and she said that she was tired of watching her dreams, I guess, fade away, and she was just ready to move to Johannesburg to make them happen. And she said one thing that she also said about Bongeka was that all Bongeka wanted to do was act. And Bongeka was also a drama graduate who loved acting. All she just wanted to do was act. And after that, when Bongeka called her about that, she encouraged her and Popi to both come live with her in Johannesburg to try and pursue their careers this side. And that's one thing that she says she feels really bad about, because she feels like she encouraged them also when they were telling her that they wanted to come. She also encouraged it. And she said that had she known that something like this was going to happen to them, she was going to let them continue trying to make it in KZ, in KwaZulu-Natal. And I think that's one of the things that I really felt for Tembedile for, because I was just like, this is your best friend and this is your sister, and how do you cope after losing two people who you were so close to? And they lived together, all three of them. Let me just go back to the part when Bongeka and Tembedile had the conversation about moving here. She said that Bongeka sold her car and left her job in KZN to come to Johannesburg with like a little bit more stuff so that she could be secure and to pursue her career in the arts. And so what had happened to the women was that they were found with the police said that it looked like both women had been raped and that they had both been shot. And the woman that was found on the 12th of May 2017, Popi was shot on the upper body, and she actually died on her way to the hospital. And Bongeka's story is actually very, it's slightly more, it's like, honestly, both these stories are so painful, but like when you hear, because the residents of that particular part of Soweto said that they saw a strange vehicle moving very slow, and after that all they heard were gunshots. And they obviously, like when people hear gunshots, they disperse. So they dispersed, and in the morning when they went to go see what the gunshots were about, that's when they discovered Bongeka's body. And Bongeka had actually been shot in the head. And after that, it was round around that time when Karabo's murder had just happened, Lerato's murder had just happened. And it's like every single article I found online was like, this was around the time when like 3 other women had been killed. And so the police were like ready to try and solve this case. And after that, there was a 16 police officer, not men, 16 police officer task force team that was put together to try and solve this case as quickly and as swiftly as possible. And during all of that, the police actually had 2 suspects. There was a 43-year-old man known as Alec Machaula, who was one of the men, and the other men that was actually I guess looked into with him was a young man known as Sandile Nkosi, who I think was 26 at that time. And initially the police had 3 suspects, but they ended up just focusing on these 2 men. And the charges that the police were going to put on them, had they gathered enough evidence to charge them, were going to be charges of kidnapping, rape, robbery, and murder. And in 2018, in February, actually, this case was removed from the roll, was struck off the roll. And when I heard struck off the roll, I was like, well, what does that mean? You know, what does it mean when a case is struck off the roll? So there's like different kinds of like reasons for a case to be struck off the roll. So I think struck off the roll means that a case could be is on a list of cases that need to be tried that year. So when they remove it from the roll, it could be because the DNA evidence is pending, like in this case. In this case, the DNA evidence was pending, but also there's like if the people who are participating in the case, if they don't show up for trial, and then a case can be struck off the roll, but it can also be brought back when the proper papers have been filed. So in this case, the case was struck off the roll because there were pending DNA results. And I think there was like irregularities with the DNA results also because so Popi and Bongeka left their area of residence on Friday to go to the mall. And the story is that the taxi that they were traveling to the mall with is actually the taxi that had their kidnappers inside, because the two men that I mentioned, Alec and Sandile, they were in that they were actually the people who were found with that taxi, and that taxi had the women's lipstick, the women's cell phones, and also their DNA was found in the taxi. But the two men who were supposed to be charged said that they had actually been hijacked and that it wasn't them, that they were innocent of this of the crimes. They hadn't done them. And this, like, I'm almost done talking about this case, so like it's a relatively short case, and also again, it's like I said, it's not a solved case. So what I'm trying to do is just put the information out there so that most people can sign the petition, because I think with petitions you just need a certain amount of people who signed, and then a judge will actually look into the case again. And so with this case, I think the problem was the irregularity with the DNA. That's what got the case struck from the roll. But do I think the two men who were found with the women's possessions and the taxi are responsible? No, that's not even it's not my job. I don't know. It's not my job to assume that they are guilty, but all I'm saying is I hope that I hope a lot of people sign the petition so that this case could be looked into, because like I said, guys, Bongeka had a 13-year-old daughter, and her mother died when she was really young. She was raised by her grandmother, and her grandmother is the person that looks after her child even now. And Bongeka was that person to them who made things happen. She was a provider for her family. She was a provider for her daughter. And Popi's mother and family, these families deserve justice. These two women's lives matter. We can't just be like, these things happen. The case needs to be solved. So I hope everyone who finds or accesses. And that's it for this case. Please like, subscribe, and share this video. I'm probably going to be sharing it more than I share most of my other videos, because this is a pending case. This is a case that needs to be looked into. This is a case that we need to be talking about as women. And this is probably I'm gonna take a pause from making femicide and gender-based violent cases, because I want to do like a serial killer September series. And because when I started making my videos, I wanted to actually make more serial killer videos, because like I said when I opened up this video, we know so many things about other serial killers, but we don't know a lot about our own serial killers here in South Africa. So that was my idea in the beginning. So I'll probably be starting those videos, and I want to post more videos as much as I can, and I'm going to try and post as many videos as I can post. And yeah, please, even if people don't want to watch the video and think it's too long, but it would be great if people could sign the petition so that this case could be looked into, so that it could be solved. And yeah, like I said, please like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you can be alerted every single time I post a video. And it's been real. And take care of each other and the women around you, and protect kids, guys. It's such a strange and crazy time to be living in. Human trafficking is real. People are getting abducted. Young little girls are being raped and killed. And let's just try as a society to protect these kids from perpetrators of this nature. Thank you. Bye.